Hey gorgeous, it's Denise here from luckybitch.com. How awful and horrible does it feel when you know that you have the perfect package for a client, but then they flat out tell you that they can't afford it, that you're too expensive? Or maybe you get asked for discounts all the time and you're getting frustrated. Or maybe your friends and family are kind of getting a bit shocked at the prices you want to charge and it's triggering you. And that stuff totally sucks. Negative feedback about your pricing can really start to pull you down into a sinkhole of self-doubt. You start to wonder if maybe you're pricing yourself out of the market, or maybe you really are too expensive. And it's really going to trigger your money blocks. Things like, who am I to demand that kind of money anyway? So today, I'm going to share some tips with you on how you can get clear on your pricing and even feel good about being told that you're too expensive. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share a free workshop that's going to help you set prices and raise them and feel good about it at the same time. So let's get right into it. Okay, so someone's told you that your prices are too expensive for them, and it hits you right in the heart or the gut. Now, honestly, nowadays, I'm way more chill about hearing someone say that I'm too expensive. But when I started out, those words totally paralyzed me and it really stunted my income. So first up, I want you to hear this. Expensive is not an objective fact. Before we talk about setting your prices, I just want to say up front that expensive is a relative term, because something that one person sees as obscenely expensive can be dirt cheap and really good value to someone else. So when someone says you're too expensive, what they really mean is you're too expensive for me right now. It's just a mismatch. It's not a mistake on your part. It's almost always about them and not you. And guess what? It's not personal either. But yes, you can price too high. Now, that might sound really weird coming from a money mindset mentor, but I don't want to BS you here. With a couple of caveats, you really can keep on increasing your prices, but not to everyone. So while no price is just too expensive on its own, a price can absolutely be too high for where you're at right now. Let me give you some examples. You can price too high for your ideal client. Maybe if you've consciously chosen people on a low income as your ideal clients, they might not have the money to do a high-end program. They might be just too busy trying to make ends meet. But you don't have a pricing problem, you might have a target market problem. And you can sometimes price too high for a fair value exchange. So for example, if your pricing needs to make sense to your ideal clients, the results they get need to be worth the money for them. And that's why I don't recommend that brand new entrepreneurs, say for example, invest in a really expensive business coach, because they're rarely in the place to get real value from their money. And maybe sometimes you can price in a way that's completely out of alignment to you. If you believe that you're massively overcharging for what you offer, so will everyone else. And trust me, you're going to end up sabotaging every sales conversation you have or potential clients because you feel like you don't deserve it. And Danielle Laporte, she calls this being comfortable in your money shoes. Like, it has to be the right fit, not too tight, not too big. So here's some tips on how to hear you're too expensive less. Now here's some truth time. Being told that someone can't afford you, it's just a business rite of passage. If you haven't heard it already, I guarantee you will at some point. But there are some things you can do to hear it less often. So first of all, make sure you're pricing for your target market. And if you aren't, you need to get creative about finding other ways to help them or change your target market. You also have to be very super clear about your value, because sometimes you might not be communicating the value that you provide. So when I invest in something, I even think, how many boot camps do I need to sell to make that money back? So for your target clients, you think, how are they going to measure value? Is it in products or services? And do you believe you can help them do that? And then finally, you've got to do the inner work. If everything else is set, your mindset is still going to undermine it. So do all the things you need to do, and things that I teach as well to help you, EFT, whatever you have to do to get your subconscious mind on board. But guess what? It's okay for you to be too expensive for some people. Whatever price you set, it will be too much for some people. You will see this. Even if you charge $1, someone is going to email you and say, why isn't this free? I guarantee you. So it's okay. You don't have to serve everyone, Not everyone is going to be a match for what you do and your pricing. So here's how to deal with those comments without feeling like a bitch. First of all, let them know that you understand. You can say, no problem. I know what it's like to be starting out or being on a budget. That's okay. Doesn't mean you have to apologize. Doesn't mean you have to get offended or resentful. Maybe you can work with them in the future. That's okay. But it's all right for you to be a mismatch to some clients. And saying no, you might free them up to find a better match at a price that feels better for them. That's okay too. You also have to make sure you're stating your value clearly. If you know that they'll get amazing value, remind them of the difference it could make for them in their life or their business. But don't negotiate, don't justify. There are easier ways to make money than to constantly barter or discount what you do. If you want to, you can offer like a lower cost alternative that might help them. It might be one of your lower end products, but it's not necessarily the same thing for a discounted rate. Remember, you don't have to serve everyone. You can say no. So if you're finding it hard to increase your prices, I've got a free resource for you, because honestly, women make so many mistakes around this and it costs so much time and sanity and whatever. So if you want my practical, really step-by-step help on getting that perfect price for you, I've got you covered with a free resource. It's a short online workshop, but I'm going to be sharing my strategies for premium pricing. I'll give you some scripts on how to increase your prices and also some other non-salesy kind of tips too. So download that at luckybitch.com/pricing. I'll share my method for raising and setting prices, and honestly, it could mean that you can make more money this month. It's really easier than you think to find the right price for you and your clients. So watch that now. Just download it at luckybitch.com/pricing. Because it doesn't matter if you're expensive, because it's your time and you are ready for the next step.